Hi friends, it is Millie with Millie's Vines. We are outside. I am trying to pretend like it's not sweltering hot and like 98 degrees right now, but I have learned I am just too messy of a person to do things like what we're going to do inside. So here we are. It has been a little bit since I filmed a video, but we are back. To be honest, I've been in a little bit of a lull when it comes to filming and just like content creation and just it's a whole thing, but I'm not going to get into right now. I'm going to keep this intro short and sweet in attempts to, I don't know, hopefully conjure up some creativity and just a little bit more energy. I have gotten 4 plants and I want to show you guys what I got. I went thrifting right after getting these plants and I found some amazing pots for them. So I want to show you guys what it's like when I thrift pots, find plants, and how I make the combinations. We're gonna do some drilling, we're gonna do some repotting, and we're gonna do some top dressing moments, and it's gonna be fun. To be honest, this will be a little bit more of like a chatty video, and I'm assuming that the people that watch this video will be my like OG subscribers, so we're just gonna talk and kind of get into the nitty-gritty. But if you guys are interested and if you want to see what I got, then stay tuned. Okay, so we are gonna start this off with 2 plants that you might be familiar with, maybe, maybe not. These are tephro cactuses, so I am not gonna pronounce the exact variety. Articulatus, maybe. I will insert it below, but if I'm being honest, when I first saw these plants back in like 2019, 2020, I thought that they looked a little bit turd-like. I'm gonna be so honest with you. But after reading the Plant Rescuer, the Cacti and Succulent book that she has, I became kind of obsessed with them, specifically with the Geometricans. I think that they are stunning. I love the coloring. It's super cool tone. They have amazing flowers, and honestly, I think it is just the odd shape of them and the thought of getting to pot them up. I think once I find cool pots for these, this guy actually has a little baby arm, I think, on the way. I think these look stunning and really nice pots that are like curated, and I think that they are so cool. So I will say I was not on board with these when I first saw them. They took a couple years for me to come around to, but I am so excited. I don't know if I want to keep both and pot them up or if I want to give one away. I'm not sure. I think it would be kind of cool if I kept both of them and I had like a bigger, more dense little specimen, but I'm not sure. So we're going to be working with those today. Next, I'm going to show you, I'll probably save the most rare one in my opinion for last. This apparently took like 2 months to sell. Hold on one second. We've got like a helicopter situation. Ooh, y'all, it's hot. It's hot, it's hot, it's hot, it's hot, it's hot. Okay, I think the helicopter's gone. But I got this from Arizona Cactus Sales, and I feel like they're not talked about enough. They are absolutely amazing, and they're run by like cowboys. They wear cowboy hats, they do paper receipts, they handwrite everything. They're just amazing. And he said that this guy took a long time to sell, long meaning like a couple months. So this is a agave, it's a variegated form. I'm not going to pronounce it, but I will put the name on screen. This I just have a vision for when it comes to a pot, and I think it looks like prehistoric, and it's really cool. I don't typically opt for something that is variegated, but I really like this one. I haven't had an agave in such a long time, and I'm really excited to get this one potted up. And then last but not least, we have this guy. So this is apparently like a sister plant to, or it's closely related to the Ocotillo. I believe that's how you pronounce that. I used to say Ocotillo, but I think it's Ocotillo. This one, I want to say is from Madagascar. I'm not sure, don't quote me on that, but it's a Dideria variety, and they look so cool. They kind of look like a fuzzier Ocotillo, and the sellers of this plant actually had a giant one that's planted into the ground, and I was like, what the heck is that? And he told me that they had little propagated cuttings. So I got one. It might not look that crazy now, but once it starts to branch off, it's really cool, and it's just more like furry looking than your regular Ocotillo. So I'm really excited for that. I think it'll look really cool in a pot as well. So I will show you what I'm thinking pot-wise. Now, these might not be the most exciting pots, but I've learned that with my aesthetic, I'm kind of trying to go for all of the same tones, but interesting and unique or like aged terracotta. So I found these two, which are pretty basic, but I like that they don't have the traditional lip that comes out. I'm thinking that I kind of want something simplistic when it comes to the Tephro cactus. I really don't want the pot to be so unique that it competes with the plant. Wow, probably should show it this way. So I'm kind of thinking like this will be cool and it'll be simplistic and it will let the plant be the center spotlight. So obviously that looks crazy, but I kind of think 2 in this pot would be really, really cool. And then again, not exciting, but once this gets a little bit bigger, I just like the simplicity of this pot and imagine it like branching out. I just think it'll be really cool and it will just tie in nicely with all of the other pots that I have. Now, the exciting one that I do have is this thing. I just cleaned all these, so they're a little bit wet, but this is crazy looking. And the second I saw it, not only is it the perfect size, but I think that this will be such a good combo. It's kind of like an agave in a bowl. Like I'm just like gifting it to you, you know? It is so cool. This is probably my favorite color combo or pot combo. And it's a darker terracotta, kind of like the one that I have my geometricans in. Is this a geometricans? Why am I totally forgetting? I'm trying to bring some darker terracotta into my mix here so it's not all like light wash. But yeah, I think that's it. I am going to drill a hole in this guy. These guys already have holes. I'm probably going to speed up a lot of the potting process. If you guys want to know more about repotting, especially when it comes to cacti, please let me know and I'll do a specific video. But until then, I will spare you with those details. I will show you a little POV of how I'm going to drill a hole in this pot in case you are not familiar. What I always try to do is I've been told to put some water on top of the pot. I'm not totally sure if that helps with making sure the drill bit isn't too hot, or if it helps with just, I don't know, but I do it regardless. I also, as of recent, got a drill and it has been so liberating to not have to go to Home Depot and rent one for like 25 bucks every couple weeks. So I'm feeling just really wonderful and just like very adult-like and resourceful having a drill. I don't really know how to explain getting this thing in here. I just hit one of these buttons until it seems to close for me. And I make sure to hold this piece and this piece still. So you can see it's not closing around the drill bit. So we're gonna try the other way. Okay, so now it's locked in. You can see this part has closed around the drill bit. This, by the way, is a diamond drill bit. You can tell she has been loved. She has been moderately abused, but it is apparently the best for getting through like terracotta, ceramics, things of that nature. So it's really the only drill bit that I ever use. And then here I'm going to come in at like a 45-degree angle and kind of carve out a little incision, and I go slow and controlled. And once I feel like I've kind of like made a little bit of an indent, then I can move downwards and kind of come from different angles. I also like to take breaks in between just so I don't like overheat the drill or anything crazy like that. I won't lie, it's a little bit scary when you finally get that through, but we did it. We're just gonna clean off our little hole and we're good to go. Was that centered? Absolutely not, but it's okay. Okay, there's just a couple things I did want to share. These, when you're potting cacti, are super, super necessary. Also, another thing that I've been using are these little, I think they're often used in bonsai, but they really help with the drainage holes and making sure that everything's a little bit more clean so you don't have dirt pouring out. It's just like this mesh wire situation, and I like to cut it up and use it in as small pieces as possible. So I kind of match the size of the drainage hole. We're gonna do maybe about that size. And then I will lay this right on top of the drainage hole and I'll put the soil on top. As far as soil goes, I'm just using my regular cactus mix. It's super gritty. It's got some bark in there. It's got some rocks. It's got some charcoal, and it's got some organic matter, but it's got a lot of things in there that will help with drainage. So nothing too exciting there. This thing has great, amazing, chunky, wonderful roots. I'm not going to do too much to this plant. I'm going to break it up just a tad bit, but as I mentioned, I'm not going to show you every bit of the repotting because I feel like that's boring to a lot of people. I just wanted to say though, I am in a little bit of a lull when it comes to making content. I recently have found myself kind of overthinking. I don't know. I feel like I'm in a plateau when it comes to making content, and I don't know. I don't know, guys. I'm just not feeling super creative, and I'm also I can't describe it. I'm just lacking creativity. I'm feeling like I have been so focused on growing my community here on YouTube and obviously like getting more subscribers and all of that. And what naturally goes into that is having good watch time, having good retention, and I make videos that I want to make. I don't necessarily make videos that I feel like are trending, or I don't know how to say it. Like, I make things that like speak to me, and I think the videos that I make sometimes don't perform as well as I would hope because I'm not appealing to the masses as much. I have no idea what I'm saying right now. I'm just saying all this to say I'm just in a weird spot with content, and I'm feeling like I'm not doing enough. And I don't know. I don't know, guys. So if you have ideas on what you want to see, what you think is missing in the plant community when it comes to content or ideas, or I don't know, what do you want to see more of? Do you like going on thrift journeys with me and like seeing what I find? And is that something you want to see? Do you want to see more plant shop tours? Do you want I don't know. I feel like I try to make content that goes hand in hand with like where I'm at with my like plant experience. But to be honest, I don't feel like I have a big enough following to make the type of videos that I want to make. It's kind of like I need to make a bunch of how-to videos, or like my top 10 plants, or like plants I wouldn't ever own again, or like, like basic videos like that. But it's like, I want to do more than just that. But it's like, girl, you don't have the following to. Like, I don't know. I'm going to stop yapping. But all that to say, please give me some ideas of things that you would love to see. If there's plants in my collection, if there's anything, if there's care tips you want to know, just let me know below so I kind of have some ideas to pull from, because I'm just lacking creativity and just confidence in myself and what I'm doing here, to be totally honest. We have everything potted up now. I did decide to pot these into one pot. I think that my future self will be really happy that I did that. I wanted to show you guys the top rock part because I think it's the most satisfying part ever, and it makes the biggest difference. I think somebody is having a hard time outside. It sounds like there's cheating allegations, and it's kind of tense. It's a little bit tense, but I'm just gonna stay in my own world over here. The place that I got these cacti from, Arizona Cactus Sales, I think his name is Ty, and he is just like so knowledgeable. He's so sweet, he's so kind, and I asked him if he sold top rocks that I could buy, and he said no, but then he gave me literally, like, I'm talking a crazy amount, you guys. It was like a half-gallon amount of top rocks, and I was not expecting that, and it was just so sweet. And I love the colors of these. They're nice and neutral, and I think they look very Arizona-y. But look at how much of a difference that just made. I think it looks so much more finished. It does retain moisture just a tad bit longer, so do be mindful. I think for the majority, I'm gonna start bottom watering a lot of my cacti because I find that I do struggle with overwatering. I'm going to just blow this dirt out now that I've got the soil underneath these rocks. She's nice and clean. She looks wonderful. and I'm so excited. I'm also going to show you guys, I might do like a quick rearranging of my outdoor cacti and succulents just because they need a little refresh. I will show you guys pictures of what this plant looks like when it's a little bit more mature. I know it just looks like a cactus weed right now, but just trust that this is a really cool plant and it's a little bit more unique because I see Ocotillo every single day in Arizona and I do love them, don't get me wrong, but this one is just a little bit more fluffy and more inviting, and I'm really excited. I've never really grown anything like this, so, you know, to be determined on how it does. This guy, once it's a little bit bigger, he said it can take some direct sun, but they're all grown underneath a shade cloth, which is the setup that I have right now, so I think it'll be good. I am a little bit nervous about the tephro cactus etiolating. I don't even want to put that out into the atmosphere, but I could imagine that being a thing if it doesn't get enough light, but it can't take direct sunlight either. So it's kind of like you need to err on the side of too much sunlight, because once it starts to etiolate, it will just go downhill from there, and it unfortunately will never thicken out again. So I don't know. We will see how that one goes, but it's kind of ironic to me that I own this plant now, because I remember seeing it in a couple plant shops in Tucson, and I was like, that is the craziest pine cone looking thing I've ever seen in my life. But now I love her, and I'm manifesting a Geometricon soon. One thing, and I say this in all of my cacti repotting videos, you do not want to repot for at least a week. You kind of want the roots to settle in and understand it's got a new home. And if you water it after repotting, you will shock it and it will not go well for you. So definitely don't do that. We're losing some daylight, and I think that's because another haboob is coming. If you guys live in Arizona, you would know that the haboobs are so crazy. The haboobs are so crazy and so scary right now that it's not a fun time. So I need to do this before that goes down. And I'm just gonna do a quick rearranging of everything since I've got some new plant babies to add in. I've been on this like arching situation with my outdoor plants instead of just keeping them straight. And I've been liking that. So we're gonna see if we can still work with that. Everything is so dusty. I feel like I would love to have a leaf blower because everything is just caked in dust and sand, and it's just not what you want. This is the part where I'm not totally sure what I want to do. We will do, I don't even know if I showed you guys this repot for the adenum that I did. I am actually obsessed with this. It looks so good, the top rocks. It's flowering, it's very dusty. It looks kind of sad right now, but this is like a shallow bonsai terracotta pot, and I think it looks fantastic. I could not be more happy with that. That's one of my favorite repots, honestly, that I've ever done, and I know that sounds dramatic, but I really do love her so much. This one's throwing me off because it's so tall. All right, I think I've made a final decision. We'll do this. We will put my bonsais here. This guy needs to be watered. He needs to be pruned. He just needs some love, but I'll get to that at a later point. And then I might do the tephro cactus right here for now. And then this guy right here, and my agave in the center. What do we think about that? I'll bring this guy in, this guy in. I think that's pretty good. I kind of like that. I will show you guys a overview. This is what we're working with. I think it looks nice. I think it looks balanced. I do want to repot everything out from the nursery pots and get them into these pots. I think that will look a little bit better. I also want to make sure that I have similar top rocks on everything, but I think this looks pretty good. I think it looks very balanced, and I am so happy for these little new ones that I have. I think this looks so cool, and it just looks like very old worldly to me, and I think the pot kind of matches the character of the plant in my opinion. And then these guys, I think again they're basic, but the wash works really, really well with the rest of the terracotta that I have here, and it doesn't look like, it looks like it's been loved, and I love that. Still not over this repot. I think it looks so good. And yeah, I know these two aren't the most exciting pots, but I think long term it will be wonderful, and everything looks nice and cohesive together. So let me know what you guys think. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.